Chefs, graduates, parents, and friends, thank you for inviting me to speak at your graduation ceremony. It wasn't that long ago that I was sitting right where you're all sitting today. In fact, my graduation was right here in this very room. It's funny to look back on our lives and see where we all come from. Myself, going through high school, I thought I'd be a computer programmer. I know, a little bit different than what we're doing now, but it's true. That changed when I was introduced to a professional kitchen by my figure skating coach, who also owned his own catering company in Toronto. I found a passion I always knew was there, but had never fully acknowledged. I attended George Brown College's cuisine program and worked under Chef Jamie Kennedy in Toronto. This was all before I came to the Cordon Bleu here. I started cuisine, thinking that was my strongest area, and that was what I believed was expected of me. However, I also enrolled in pastry, as I knew there was always a time in the kitchen where even a cuisine chef would have to pop out some dessert. Having the knowledge of pastry behind me would help me better balance a difficult kitchen. Once I started taking pastry courses, I found I had a knack for it. I truly enjoyed this aspect of the kitchen, as it allowed my artistic side to flourish. One could say, I fell in love with pastry. It became my passion. Straight out of school, I was hired as a pastry chef at Signature's Restaurant, a five-dining establishment while I was employed there. For me, this is where the school of real life began. Stress was higher, pressures were stronger, and deadlines were much, much more demanding. This was the first time I was able to expand on the skills I was taught at the Cordon Bleu. At the restaurant, I was also presented with opportunities to create custom wedding cakes, which are completely different from anything we were taught in school. I used the fundamental skills of ice, vegetable, and fruit carvings that I was taught by the chefs here. Fundamentals are the foundation upon which all your other skills are built. I adapted these skills to enable me to create edible works of art. As Signature's closed and was turned into the Signature's Bistro, I was given the opportunity to be the general manager and head cake decorator at Top of the Hill Bakery in Orleans. At Top of the Hill Bakery, I was able to perfect my skills and develop new techniques at the same time. In 2010, I was teamed with Ryan Lindsay from Hot 89.9 to compete in the first annual Celebrity Cake-Off at the Shankman Arts Center in Orleans. We competed against local pastry chefs and their respective celebrities. We were fortunate enough to take home the first place trophy. In 2011, we were asked to defend our title together, and again, were successful. In November 2011, I took over the bakery as executive chef and owner. Since this time, I have put in numerous hours to try and expand the reputation of the business, apply a five-diamond flair, and bring it to a new level of quality and excellence. On March 10, 2012, I competed in the Carrefour chocolate competition for the first time. I was the youngest competitor at the event. This event was challenging as it took my team and I outside of our comfort zone and pitted us against well-known and seasoned pastry chefs from within the Ottawa Valley. As a former competitive athlete, I was driven to compete with every intention of claiming victory. As a result, we won both the Judge's Choice and People's Choice First Place Awards. This is only the second time in the history of the competition that the same competitor has taken home both awards. To be successful, there are several things you need to know. You may call them rules, suggestions, or guidelines. This has been my recipe for success in my career to date. Number one, realize your education has just begun. Although you're finishing your formal training, formal education with Cordon Bleu, you are truly only beginning the learning about being a chef. From here, you join the real world and begin the real learning curve, which is a steep one. At any given time, you will have 3 or more completely unrelated tasks demanding your attention. You are no longer just making one plate, you're making 10, 50, even 100 at once. This is part of the learning curve, adjusting to this new world. Thank your chefs who give you your guidance and assistance in this transition. You are not expected to know everything right away. Learning at all times becomes a part of who you are as a chef. Be aware that the chefs who came before you have already passed the learning curve. Take advantage of their knowledge and expertise. You will learn many new techniques from those you work with. Take these skills and add your own flair to them. You will start out as a pup, and you will have to work to develop and grow into your role. Number 2, use your past as an asset, not a liability. Everyone comes here from a different background. Straight out of high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I took a course in Art and Design Foundation Studies. I didn't know what I wanted to learn. I used these skills that I learned to create my wonderful works of art. Use your individual past to better yourself and create something unique to you. Number 3, follow your passion and push the envelope. You need to figure out for yourself exactly how successful you want to be and how much you're willing to put in there to get it. You will not be able to find success in this industry between the hours of 9 and 5, Monday to Friday. Those glorious hours are reserved for others. Your days may stretch into 10, 12-hour, or sometimes even longer shifts. You may have to look into the deep hours of the night, near 3 or even 4 a.m., when you've been at the grind for a full day already to find success. Number 4, make the most of your opportunities. Make sure that every opportunity presented to you is an opportunity seized, even if the timing is less than ideal. Often, these opportunities are once in a lifetime. Remember, there will always be someone else willing to jump at the chance to further their own career if you do not take it. If I had not jumped at the opportunity to compete in the Carrefour chocolate competition, or had not put in so many long hours coming up with the perfect dish, I would have not received all the recognition and media coverage, which has helped me promote the bakery and build up our fantastic reputation. Number 5, remember the importance of networking. After winning the chocolate competition, word traveled like wildfire among Ottawa's top food critics and chefs. It was then that I realized how tightly knit the culinary world is. This just emphasizes how important it is to maintain your contacts. Be sure to remember where you come from and respect those who laid the groundwork before you, because in the end, we're all reaching for a common goal of excellence. Networking with former Cordon Bleu classmates has enabled me to generate a corporate clientele for the bakery. Always remember that this is a two-way street. If someone asks you for a favor, no matter how hard, as long as you're able to get it done, do it. It's always best to have a favor in your back pocket, because there will come that time when you need to call it in, and having one owed to you will make it that much easier. Number 6, always remember the importance of customer service. Fellow professionals are not the only ones you want to treat well. Ensure that your customers always have a great experience. For every happy customer, 1, maybe 2 people will hear about your product. But on the flip side of this, for every unhappy customer, you can be almost guaranteed they will tell at least 10 people about their negative experience. This can mean bad publicity and even harm the reputation you've worked so hard to establish. Number 7, be consistent. Another part of maintaining your standing is also maintaining consistency. Consistency is key. At this point, you're able to produce the Mona Lisa of all plates to present to your chef. However, if you're only able to do this once, it will be no good for the next customer you have to serve. Being consistent in your product will allow you to reproduce a product that you can be proud of to clients each and every time. A business tip is that this will also allow you to maintain your food and labor costs so that you're not eating into your profit margins. For example, at the Carrefour chocolate competition, my team and I were able to create 460 individual 5-diamond quality desserts. Consistency helped to ensure that each dessert was identical, which enabled me to minimize my food costs while maximizing the ingredients used. Number 8, support the community that supports you. Without their support, you cannot be successful. It is important to be a positive role model as a corporate citizen. For example, any leftover bread at my bakery is donated to the Ottawa Food Bank to help those in need. As well, my participation in the Carrefour chocolate competition help that nonprofit organization raise funds for the projects that they do. Lastly, number 9, develop outside interests or hobbies not related to the culinary world to keep you sane in the downtime. Being a chef is very intense and a hard-working career. It is important to not get consumed by your work, which often will result in becoming burnt out. For me, my hobby is scuba diving. I can completely escape the pressures of being a chef while I'm diving. This helps me to get revitalized and ready to embrace the next opportunity that comes my way. Many people would suggest that this is a lot to have accomplished at my age. I am only 25. When someone tells me it can't be done, I do everything in my power to prove them wrong and better myself in the process. This is the key, self-improvement. I would like to close by reminding you to expand on what you have learned here towards the challenges you will face down the road. Take these skills from the Cordon Bleu and use them as your fundamentals to build on your other skills. In the same way you would take your mother sauce and transform them into a completely unique experience for your clients, or use a simple buttercream to create a masterpiece rather than just cover a cake. Congratulations, graduates, and bon chance as you embark on your new careers.